Alexander from Home Instead Senior Care, and today I'm talking about how to deal with cognitive issues. Now we're going to talk about some coping mechanisms and how to help a senior loved one who is suffering from cognitive dysfunction. Caring for an older parent can be a difficult responsibility, but when you add in the symptoms of increasing forgetfulness and absent-minded behavior, the caregiving you're providing can become a more daunting and challenging task. Of course, consulting a doctor and other healthcare professionals to recommend a course of treatment is the obvious first step. But there are many things you can do to help your parent. Let's talk about those now. In fact, have them write down every new piece of information. A small notebook that they can keep in a purse or pocket would be handy to have at doctor's appointments or by the phone. Encourage them to use both words and pictures if it helps them understand or remember the concepts later on. Some folks understandably don't want to appear silly or inept, so they don't ask people to repeat information. If your senior loved one is suffering from cognitive impairment, let them know that it's okay to ask someone to repeat something. Sticky notes are very helpful to leave small reminders for your senior loved one. For example, if they forget how to use the coffee machine, write the instructions down on a note and stick it right on the machine. You can also help your parents improve their cognitive function through two forms of exercise, mental and physical. Just like muscles, the more your parents exercise their brains, the more they'll be able to better process and remember information. Novelty and sensory stimulation are the foundation of brain exercise. If your parent has a regular route through the grocery store or to the mailbox, ask them to try a different route. If they can't leave the house, suggest a variation in routine, such as using the non-dominant hand to brush their teeth or even wearing their watch on the opposite wrist. Health experts also recommend daily physical activity in order to reduce the risk of developing cognitive problems. One of the great things about physical activity is that there are so many ways to encourage your senior loved one to be active. Remind them that many physical activities, such as brisk walking, raking leaves, or taking the stairs, count as exercise and can be done most any time. If your senior loved one is confined to a chair for much of the day, try to find ways to encourage movement in his or her daily life. Some examples include leg lifts, grasping a tennis ball, or swirling scarves through the air to exercise arm muscles. Since stress and anxiety can increase cognitive dysfunction, it's important that both you and your senior loved one stay calm when memory fails. If your parent becomes nervous every time he or she can't remember something, quietly assure them that some memory loss is normal and perhaps they'll remember it later on. One thing that you and your family and friends might ask is how to best communicate with a cognitively impaired loved one. The National Institute on Aging has developed a list of recommendations. Let's go over some. First, try to address the person directly and use simple, direct wording. Second, gain the person's attention. Third, speak distinctly and at the natural rate of speed. Fourth, explain or re-explain who you are and why you are there. Fifth, support and reassure the person. Acknowledge when responses are correct, and if the person struggles for a word, gently provide assistance. Sixth, present one question, instruction, or statement at a time. It's also likely that both you and your senior loved one will need support from family and friends. Be sure to ask if they can offer some assistance, such as taking your parent to medical appointments, helping around the house, and simply taking time to visit so that you can tend to your own matters. Caring for a family member experiencing memory loss or dementia can be physically and emotionally wearing. But by having watched this video, you've just taken the most important step by becoming informed and finding ways to help.